show it on the during the session, but another part of a very important part of cooking is the cleanup process afterwards. So what are some things that you guys have been doing in terms of cleanup, if you want to share?
Yeah, Kelly.
Catherine
what have
has
you
her.
been doing to
So.
clean up?
Oh, Kelly.
How about zero?
Kelly. Kelly.
She has her road.
Dishes.
Me too.
Well,
I'm sorry to say.
that's because Nancy, you do such a good job.
There you go. Yeah, we'll say that, won't we?
Washing dishes.
Oh, Hannah, washing dishes.
Very important part for any chef is to have clean dishes. Let's see. Hi, Isaiah.
Hi.
Hi, Isaiah.
Nice to see you.
Matthew, one of the things that I do is I wipe down my countertops, make sure they're clean.
Nice. Important.
They're
Elaine?
usually not.
What do you use when you wipe down your countertops?
Well, I use various things, Michelle. It depends on if I'm just doing like kind of a general clean or if I'm doing a disinfecting. So like if I'm disinfecting, like especially after like a chicken or something like that, then I'll use something like usually a Clorox wipe, right? But if I'm just doing some general cleaning, I use this stuff right here, just this multi-surface stuff. Smells really good too.
We're on that same train, Elaine.
Yeah, we are. So
Nice.
yeah, various things.
Very cool. So now that we have,
I have been rolling my lemon and getting it ready.
there you go, Jimmy. Nice.
There's one of those secret cooking tips we were talking about, rolling the lemon.
Rolling the lemon. Nice, Jimmy. So, welcome to tonight's session. We're going to go ahead and get started with our English/British theme for today. And with our recipe for this week, we have shepherd's pie with a dessert of what's called an Eaton's Mess, which is a strawberry trifle dessert.
Nice.
So we got a good looking crew. And to start off, we're gonna do our usual check-in with our
Read that dish for us again on the chef, Matthew.
Did you repeat that, Jimmy?
Yes,
You were asking him to repeat it.
I was asking you to repeat it.
For our recipes, we have our strawberry trifle called the Eaton's Mess, along with our shepherd's pie.
Ooh, yum. That sounds delish. I wish I can have some. Where can I find that stuff? On Goldbelly?
Right here, Jimmy. Right here on Zoom.
So, first things first, before any type of cooking, one thing that we have to do is we
need to wash our hands.
That's right, Jimmy. So, I'm going to take you along to the sink here. And can anyone tell me what song we can sing that has to do with a special day for washing hands? maybe about someone being born.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I heard it. Happy birthday.
Me.
So make sure we have 20 seconds to wash our hands, singing happy birthday.
Over.
Clean, clean.
Nice. Get to dry off my hands.
Can you guys hear the squeak on my side? My hands are squeaky clean.
Leave mine.
Oh, Michelle. You're so silly.
Capital T.
All right, who's ready for our check-in, checklist?
That's it.
So, just to give us a little point of reference, if Michelle can pull up our first recipe for our shepherd's pie, and we can get started. While Michelle's doing that, I can go ahead and get it started.
What's it called, Cynthia?
Here she is. So
ground beef.
we have our 1 pound of ground beef for our shepherd's pie. Nice. We have frozen vegetables.
Ground beef.
Pour out. We have our frozen vegetables.
So Matthew, since we flashed it now for everyone to see, I'm going to stop sharing so you can show all of the supplies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just a second here.
So you guys, did everybody have their ground beef or their meat substitute that they're going to use tonight? And does anybody want to share if they're using something different than ground beef? Let's see. Seth, what do you have? Oh, it's like a plant-based, yes? Is that a plant-based meat? I mean,
Non-beef.
yeah. Awesome.
Very, very nice.
It's like having your own turkey burgers.
And Teresa, I saw you holding something up.
Yeah, it was like beefless ground.
Oh, very nice.
Cool, thank you.
And then I think Jimmy said he might be using turkey. So very cool.
Got quite a variety.
Yeah. Oh, Isaiah's showing something too.
What you got, Isaiah?
This is like one of ground beef from here in the house in the fridge.
Oh, nice, Isaiah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Good, good, good. So I'm going to pick up here where we left off. The next thing that Chef Matthew mentioned was that 20-ounce box of instant mashed potatoes. So I'm curious if anyone came with their potatoes in a different form. I went ahead because I'm not making the full amount for myself. And I just got this flavored mashed potatoes. Austin, looks like we got the same brand.
Yeah, I have the.
My potatoes are already cut, mashed, and all cooking.
Nice, Jimmy. Nice. You're going fresh. I like it.
So we've got different flavors. Jimmy did the from scratch method with potatoes. I saw Catherine had some potato spuds, Idaho spuds, instant mashed potatoes. And Hannah, what have you got holding up there?
Teresa's got some Hungry Jack.
Nice.
You are so funny, Michelle.
Perfect. You know what I love about this is that we get ideas for if we want to make this recipe again from one another. Because it looks like we've all come with something a little different.
I will tell you, Michelle, that's one of the things that I always do, right? Usually, I have my recipe, and as I'm going through or after even, I'll make some notes on it, on maybe some things that I didn't like or some things that I want to add next time, like more pepper or more garlic or no more hot sauce or whatever it may be.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Elaine.
Yeah.
All right, we've got our potatoes. And I think where we left off with the list was the frozen mixed vegetables.
Yep.
So if you would, everyone, hold up what you've got so we can see. Catherine's got, looks like some cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, bird's eye, maybe some green beans in there, Austin. Nice. Oh, looks like you and Teresa might have the same thing. Isaiah, are you and I twins tonight?
Yep.
Looks like it.
And Seth, what kind have you got in your bag?
Nice.
Good. So this is another thing for us of we don't have to have the same kind of mixed frozen vegetables. I think in Matthew's reminder email, he listed Chef Matthew's favorite. And I'm assuming that he brought that to the table tonight.
Yes,
So-
I did.
I got my mixed veggies in a bowl.
We are moving on next to the beef gravy. I'll let you take over from there.
Here's my mixed vegetables. I had to step out for a second because actually these are in a bowl now because they kind of spilled out over my counter as I was taking them out. But like I've been saying for the past couple weeks, all chefs make mistakes at times. So that's where we left off, Michelle.
Yes, with our
Yes.
frozen mixed veggies.
Okay, so now we will need our can of beef gravy. A can of beef gravy here. We will need our garlic powder. Garlic salt, paprika. And for these, there's no set amount that you will need. It's just how much you like to put in.
I don't have it. Oh, good part. There it is.
Have our spices ready.
Very good.
Awesome.
All right. And now we have our ingredients for our dessert, which is our Eaton's Mess. And for that, you will need whipping cream,
Oh, heavy cream.
we will need
Yeah.
our strawberries,
Goes back.
any kind that you like. You will need sugar.
Sugar.
Let's see. Seth has his cooler ready to go.
So it's just for,
You will need our cookies. Now for this, the recipe called for meringue cookies, but you can use any type of cookies that you like. So I use vanilla wafers.
I didn't know that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And last but not least, ooh, what you got there, Kelly?
Angel food cake.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice
It's gonna be a
substitute.
lot of cake. I'll be eating for a long time.
Nice. And last but not least, we will need our lemon.
We have our lemon.
Got my lemon.
You know, Chef Matthew, I heard Jimmy say earlier he was rolling his lemon. And I wonder, Jimmy, can you share with us why you did that?
And here's a good technique, everybody. When you roll this lemon, you want to kind of roll it like nice and gentle.
And do you know, Jimmy, why do you roll the lemon?
Because you want to get those awesome juices flowing
Yes,
before
absolutely.
you cut it.
That's right. Nice work. That's a great technique.
I've never heard of it.
Nice suggestion, Jimmy.
Yeah, I like it.
It helps to get those juices flowing so that way it can be squeezed out kind of pretty much more easily.
Yes.
So real quick, now that we have all of our ingredients, I'm gonna real quickly go over our equipment. So our first thing that we're gonna need is our pot to make our vegetables in.
Your vegetables, Teresa?
We're gonna need a little skillet to
So you're gonna
cook
place
our
this
beef.
laying flat, this side up, and it's gonna be for,
Gonna need a kitchen spoon. We're gonna need whisk. We're gonna need our baking dish.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
We're gonna need
you're gonna use that whole thing.
a knife. So always make sure to handle this with care. Gonna need our measuring cup for our whipping cream. We're also gonna need a little tablespoon right here as well. And we're gonna need
Okay.
a grater, which mine's really small. So if you have a bigger grater, I'd highly recommend using it.
What's the grater for?
It's for the lemon zest.
Oh, I have a zester. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that works too.
Yes, lemon zester,
Nice.
pampered shell.
All right, are you guys ready to get started?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, for our first step in our shepherd's pie, while Michelle pulls that up, our first step is to preheat the oven to 325.
325.
Okay, let's go turn on the oven.
525.
Bottom oven.
325. That's what we did for cookies.
325 degrees, 325.
Awesome.
Everyone have their oven preheated? Thumbs up.
My oven preheated.
Nice, Jeannie. And for our second step, we're gonna go ahead and use spray, some cooking spray on our dish.
Cooking spray.
Cookie spray.
It's for the shepherd's pie or for it for is the it for the dessert.
Yeah, this is the shepherd's pie, Jimmy. We're gonna do the shepherd's pie first and then the dessert after that.
Can we do it?
Can we use a skillet?
Yeah, you will need a baking dish though. But to cook our beef and our gravy in our beef, you need a skillet for that.
Oh, I see. Thanks. Thanks for all the important information.
You are welcome, Jimmy. Let me know if there's anything else. That's what I'm here for. All right, so we're gonna get our dish here. Go ahead and get some spray. And while you have your cooking spray, I also recommend going ahead and spraying your skillet as well. Nice, Chef Hannah. Everyone have their dishes sprayed with baking spray? Thumbs up.
You want thumbs up?
Thumbs up. Put that to the side, right? So now for our next step, we're gonna go ahead and boil our vegetables. Let's put some water in our pot here.
I'm gonna do that.
Yes.
Put this.
Can somebody remind us how many vegetables were, how much of like the bag? Some people have bigger bags or smaller bags.
Yes, the recipe recommends 1 or 2 cups. However, it's really just how much you like. I know I'm not the biggest vegetable person, so I'm gonna put a little
For 5
less in
minutes?
mine.
5 seconds.
But if you love vegetables, you can put as much in as you like.
And I noticed, Matthew, on the recipe, it says boil it in water. So it doesn't have a specific amount of water that I see.
But you
Before
definitely
that-
want to make sure your water covers your vegetables.
Yes, thank you, Chef Elaine. Make sure that it covers the entire amount of vegetables you have.
vegetables are cooking in the microwave. We're not doing them on the stove.
With that, just one thing that you will also need, forgot to mention, is that you'll need something to drain these vegetables in. So you will need a drainer.
You won't, because you're doing it in the bag.
So once you have your vegetables in your water, in your pot, you can go ahead and get that going. Turn the heat on. This can be a medium or high heat to get the boil going. That's my preheating completed. But
What is that?
keep an eye on it. One thing is to keep an eye on it, is to make sure when it is starting to boil that you turn the heat down.
Butter you could put in the pot.
And so while that's going on,
Wrap that.
we can go ahead and start with our beef.
I'll take it out. Yeah.
So we have our skillet here.
Okay.
I'd recommend going ahead and put that on your stovetop on the place where you're gonna heat it up.
So you missed it. So put the meat on the stone. Put it up and put it in the pan.
We're gonna go ahead and get our ground beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Ground beef.
Oh, no, for all on the floor.
Just so we can have it ready.
Here, come and watch.
Then if you want, you can go ahead and turn on the heat for your skillet on about a low to medium heat. So we have my heat on. Everyone looking good, doing good.
We're adding some onion and bell pepper to our beef while it's
Nice.
cooking. Give it a little veggie beef, give it a little more flavor.
There you go. Nice.
I love that idea.
We make this at least twice a month for dinner.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we love this.
Nice.
But Seth usually watches, so he's in charge this time.
Not anymore, Seth. This will be something you'll be able to make.
That's great. We also
Now-
do it on pan, like he taught us last week.
So now we can go ahead and open up our beef as our pan is heating up. Just one thing with this to know beforehand is that you can cut it up if you like into little pieces before you stick it in, or you can put the whole package in and then cut it up once you put it in there. You can do that with a fork or a spatula. Probably spatula is probably the best option.
I can see you working.
Going to get my spatula ready. Can feel the heat going on in my skillet. I'm gonna go ahead and put my beef in now. Go ahead and put your beef in. Kelly, nice. And go ahead and cut it up with my spatula. Make sure we keep an eye on our vegetables. Mine still has not gotten to a boil yet.
We did the steam vegetables. We're doing ours in the microwave. Just
Yeah.
something a little different.
Yeah, that works. Absolutely.
Good idea, Nancy.
One
I-
less thing I have to clean up.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about you guys, but I can start to hear my ground beef sizzle in the pan.
Ooh, me too. Mine's cooking.
One thing is to make sure that you are flipping this beef so that both sides with your spatula, to make sure that both sides get the heat.
That's right, you guys. So like Matthew said, you want to make sure, right, that you're flipping the sides. If you're using traditional ground beef, it'll go from a red kind of to a brown, right? And depending on what other product you're using, it should have specific directions on if it's cooked, if it's not cooked already, and kind of what you need to do. But several of you also kind of had that ground beef or a plant-based that was ground. And so the same kind of thing you'd want to do is make sure that you're getting it warm on all the sides and cooking it through.
Some thumbs up, looking good. Catherine, looking good.
Matthew, my water just started boiling for my veggies, so gotta take a break and get them in now.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can go, if your water is starting to boil, you can go ahead and turn the heat down on that. Mine still hasn't reached there. It's starting to steam up a little bit though. Sure that beef is flipped so that all sides get cooked. Has anyone else's vegetables have started to boil yet? Raise your hand. And Hannah. So leave that to boil for a few minutes.
And Seth and Denise were talking about, they had added some onions and a few other things to their ground beef. One of the things that I hardly ever cook without is pepper. So yeah, put some pepper on mine. I'm a big black pepper fan, so.
Put some salt and pepper on yours too. Here.
anyways, just like any recipe, make it your own.
So if your beef is already cooked, you can go ahead and turn the heat off, completely off, so that we can start putting our gravy in.
We gonna drain our meat?
Yes, that's what I was getting to next.
I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead.
No. Yes, that's thank you for bringing that up. So we are going to drain our beef. Chef Michelle, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How can we drain our beef, their grease?
So if no one's drained their beef grease before, one thing I'll comment on before we actually do that is knowing how to find out how much fat is in your beef. So here you'll see I only did half of mine because I'm not making as big a portion size, but it says 80% lean, 20% fat. So that means, if you can see this here, I've got quite a bit of grease down at the bottom of my pan. And so I'm glad Nancy brought that up, because if we eat all that grease, it could make us sick. It could be too much of a good thing. So what I typically do is I find like an old jar that I'm not going to use, a leftover spaghetti jar that I'm going to drain it into. Maybe it's a tin can from some kind of canned vegetable or something like that. And then I'm going to use a lid to trap the beef and drain the grease into my jar that I'm going to be throwing away. So that's my method. Is there any other method anyone else wants to share?
We have
If you
grease container.
plant-based meat, there is no grease.
Yeah.
We put our
And
colander.
Michelle, I have a like a 95, I don't know, a 90, 10 or a 90, whatever. So I don't have a ton of grease in mine. And one of the things that I do, I don't know, call your plumber, right? But is, you know, I take like some sort of a, I mean, this is actually, it's not a strainer, but, and I put a few layers of paper towels in it, and it just soaks it right up. Obviously, I do this over the sink, right? So I'm not making a big mess, but because there's not, like, mine didn't have as much grease. So, so I think, yeah, it depends on, you know, one of the things they say not to do is just put it down your pipes. But I know people that do, but who knows? They advise you not to.
Right. And Nancy, it looked like you had a pretty nifty setup going on. A grease container.
There's grease on it. And then I have the colander sits right on top of it.
Perfect.
Yep. And then we empty it on garbage day.
You've got a system.
That's awesome.
Hey, this is not my first rodeo. Well, I cooked a lot of mix.
Careful, don't get it outside of the pan.
Nice. So does everybody need any help with getting their grease out?
Good.
Good. My vegetables are finally starting to boil. So if they are boiling, or if you might have already done this step, I would go ahead and get your drainer into the sink. So that's ready to go. Doing good.
Sure, I guess. Like college day. Chattanooga.
Jeff, would you like that recipe again for reference?
Yes, that'd be great.
All right.
Now, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and add our beef gravy in, our half can, into our skillet with the beef.
Here you go. Put that in there. And very gently, don't want to get any of it out.
So is anybody using anything different than gravy?
Does everybody have gravy?
Oh, it looks like Catherine's.
Yeah.
We're,
Unfortunately,
we're
I
using
have
plain gravy.
or milk. So what I'm using is a little bit of barbecue sauce. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out,
Go, Catherine.
but we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do.
I'm using homemade gravy.
Woo, Jimmy, I love it.
Yes.
When I didn't have or didn't feel like making it, I used a can of mushroom soup.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great idea, Denise.
Are we supposed to already have the potatoes ready?
No, you do not have to.
No, okay.
And also, if we happen to run out of time before we get to our dessert, you also have that recipe that you can do on your own.
Okay.
So once you have your gravy in, you can go ahead and add your garlic salt or your powder.
And how much was that again, Matthew?
That is 1 tablespoon. So this is when our measuring little cup here comes into
That's
play.
right. And it looks like, is it 2 tablespoons?
Yes, 2.
Okay.
Let me ask this. How many of you printed the recipe before the session today? Let's see. I don't think
How many tablespoons?
2, Jimmy. Not 1, 2. Now we're going to go ahead, stir that in. After that, I'm going to go ahead and drain my vegetables.
Give it a little more.
Which if you haven't done that yet, you can go ahead and do that.
It's everywhere, and I'll mix it in. And give a couple shakes of that.
Looking good, you guys.
Looking good.
Everybody looks like they're working hard.
Thumbs up if you're doing good.
Thumbs up, you're doing good.
Yes. Isaiah, doing good. Looks like he's busy, so I don't want to disturb him. All right. All right, Michelle. You can go ahead and get your recipe back up. The next step is to add the beef mixture to the casserole dish. So we're gonna go ahead and take our beef out of our skillet using our kitchen spoon. Here. Nice.
You are taking good care of it. You're taking good care of it.
Everybody have their beef into their dish. So you're doing all right. Kelly, looking good. And once we do that, you can go ahead and add our vegetables on top. Make sure to spread evenly. Using your spoon. I'll show you here in a second what mine looks like after I'm done. This is what mine looks like. Still a little hot.
Nice.
So the next step is adding the potatoes. I already have mine made just so I can help with anything.
And add potatoes to the top.
So I can help direct you guys more. This is what mine looks like. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get our potatoes. So how many of you guys have a package of potatoes? Not a box, but a little like pouch with potatoes.
You have a box.
Michelle.
So I use a box. Get that real quick. There's a box.
So it does look like, Matthew, that there's a lot of different types of potatoes out there.
Yes.
So you'll definitely have to read on the back if you have a box.
Yes.
You know, you probably add some water. Not sure what else it'll say.
Sounds right now.
But
Now we're just gonna follow the instructions on the pack of those potatoes, whatever kind you have.
right, and I know Jimmy said that he made he boiled potatoes and then they were mashing them.
Yes.
It looks like Hannah's scooping hers out. I saw Seth's were made.
Okay. Should we
So
scoop
we're-
them onto the mixture now?
Say
Sorry,
that
can-
again, Denise.
Are you ready for us to scoop them onto the mixture?
If you have them ready, the potatoes, yes, you can go ahead and do that.
But you haven't done it yet, right?
No, I have not. That's what I'm going on to, yes.
Keep watching him. When he's ready, you do it.
And I should make sure, right, my gravy, am I still watching my gravy?
Yes. If you haven't poured your beef into your dish yet, now's the time to do that. I believe Isaiah has a question.
I think, Cynthia, you're muted at the moment.
Hello. According to the box, you can make 2 servings, 4 servings, or 8 servings. So which one should we pick?
It depends on how many people you would be feeding. I would say, for me, mine's pretty small. I'm probably gonna have some leftover potatoes, and I used 4 servings on mine. So if you're using a little smaller dish like I am, probably 2 is the best to use.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think, Cynthia, if you're putting a pound of ground beef, my gut would say 4.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm using a squarish pan like this. I'm not sure what you guys are using, but for mine, I believe 6 servings, and it depends how thick or runny you get your potatoes as well. Personally, for me, yeah. And it didn't come out a whole bunch of them, but then again, I guess it depends your brand too.
We did 6 servings too, and it fit pretty well in ours.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the recipe said 8. Maybe I read it wrong. I may have read it wrong. Anyway, we're doing 8.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, the more potatoes, the better, is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Nancy, you're right. That was in the recipe, 8 serving size or 20 ounce. And I think, especially because we have all these different kinds of potato options, it's really up to your preference. So if you're following the full recipe, then someone had mentioned they did 6 servings, someone else did 8. If you want a lighter amount of potatoes, you could do 4 servings. It's up to you.
Yeah, I apologize that on our end. I guess the recipe could have been a little more clear with that.
So just for example, I got this little individual packet, which has 4 servings is what it says. It's 4 ounces. And I bought 2 of them because I read 20 ounces. Well, then I'll try to get halfway there with 8 ounces. But I'm just going to do 1 packet instead, which is actually a quarter of what the rest, or half of what the recipe called for. I hope I didn't totally confuse you. Who knew we were going to get so much into math tonight?
Yeah. So we can go ahead and start spooning that on to the top of the dish on top of the vegetables. If you're lost right now, let us know.
Wait, no. Here, hold
So
on
you
to
can use
that.
a bigger spoon like I am. See, I won't spill this. Use a bigger spoon, and then you can use a smaller spoon after you get it on to smooth it out.
Now, here, start stirring. Here, just start stirring. I'm gonna put some more in there. Hey, you're gonna have to hold it. It's gonna slide down. Here, hold it. Just stir. Good one. All right. Good. So that was 100.
Something else I'll mention, because right now I'm waiting for my water to boil for my potatoes. It's a great time to start to tidy up your space and put dirty things in the sink, put away any refrigerated items that need to go back in the fridge, that kind of stuff.
Good suggestion.
Going.
Over here, over there. Yeah, keep, no, over there.
So is anybody still making their potatoes? Just to check in where everyone's at. Isaiah? Okay.
I think Kelly, they're still working on that, on those potatoes, I
Yeah.
see.
No rush.
Kelly, about like a few minutes for her to catch up.
Yeah. One
Get
good,
it? Catch up?
one good thing a chef must always do is go at his or her own pace so that it doesn't mess up the recipe. I know sometimes if you're rushed, then the recipe can go wrong.
Okay, now here's what I need you to do. All these potatoes have to go in.
And I'll ooh, I saw that, Elaine. I think she's taking her chef privileges to do a little taste test.
I mean, that's what, you know, all good chefs, right? You got to make sure you can feed it to your guest.
So while we're wrapping up those potatoes, Chef Matthew, I'll pull up the recipe again so we can look ahead.
Okay. All right. So now I'll give you a little peek at what mine looks like. Hold on. Let me spotlight myself here. Here we go. Thank you. I'm a little ahead right now. You don't have to be at this place right now since I already have my potatoes ready. I have mine on top of my dish.
Ooh.
If you're still preparing your potatoes, that's okay.
Yeah,
After you prepare your potatoes, you can go ahead and put those on top of your dish.
keep going. There, down a little bit.
Nice, Seth.
Ooh, looking good.
This is ready to go in the oven.
Ooh. You know, Matthew, I wonder about some of those seasonings that it mentioned,
Yeah.
like the optional salt, pepper, paprika.
Absolutely.
Is there a certain time you recommend we use those?
I believe, just 1 second, the recipe says to do that afterwards. So we can do that after it goes into the oven. But if you want to go ahead and put some salt on, if you prefer salt, you can go ahead and do that as well right now.
How long is it supposed to cook?
Yeah, that's our next step. We're going to get to that after everyone has their potatoes ready. But to answer your question, we're going to put it in for 30 minutes at 325.
We put some of those seasonings along with some garlic and onion powder and paprika in the meat mixture and on top of the potatoes. And
Okay.
now they're.
That's what I did too, Denise.
Yeah. It'll just
So
look,
you can go ahead and put your dish in if you are at that point. If you're not, that's okay. 30 minutes.
And I would say, you guys, you know, like Matthew said, it's going to be about 30 minutes, but really the key is you want it heated all the way through. So some stoves, like as you can see, some people they boil quicker than others, or some people, you know, they cook warmer than others. So you'll definitely want to kind of set a timer before that to give it a little check. And as Michelle pointed out, since you're the chef, you'll be able to kind of tell or taste if it's actually warm all the way through.
So does everybody have their pie in the oven yet? I think Michelle's still working on hers. That's okay.
you've got yours in the oven.
Just put mine in.
As everybody was talking about how they did their spices or if they did them yet or not, I also felt fancy and put up some little parsley flakes on top of mine.
Ooh.
Like it's just coming, I know, right? I feel like just like you would see in the restaurant. So
Right. Elaine's Shepherd Pie Emporium.
I know it's, I think that I've admitted it's hard for me to follow a recipe. I just like to add a few things here and there.
Right. You can, they talk about cleaning up. Once you clean up the stove while you're waiting.
So if you have your pie in the oven, you can go ahead and use this time to clean up your area. And then after that, we can go ahead and start on our dessert.
Have about like enough time to make an hour for dessert, guys.
So, Chef Matthew,
Yes.
I loved that recipe last week so much that I made another batch.
Ooh, Michelle.
I know. I think that's one that I'm going to keep for a long time. And last week I was able to share it with a few neighbors because it was too much for me to eat. And they said, delicious. They loved it.
Nice.
Great. Yeah, this is the whole point of this program is to give you guys some ideas to do on your own.
And to explore new tastes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I really liked Cajun or Creole food.
One
But
thing,
I think it was fun to go through all those seasonings last week
yeah,
and see what the taste, what the flavor was like at the end result of it.
yeah.
Funny thing is, I didn't know that it was an Asian or a Mexican dish.
Well, Jimmy, it's funny that you mentioned that because next week for our last session, we're going to have a Mexican theme.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll stay tuned for what our recipe for that will be. So now that we have our stuff in the oven, I'll bring you over here for a second. Position my computer here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on our dessert real quick.
Yeah,
One thing,
we'll make it.
make
more
sure you have a cutting board.
ready to make it won't be hard.
Well as a bowl.
But you can do them with them right now if you want to.
Make sure you have a bowl. You have a cutting board and a bowl. So just give 1 second to allow you guys to get both of those things. So, Michelle, if you can go ahead and pull up a recipe for our dessert.
You know, I wonder, Matthew, how many people in the crowd have had a strawberry trifle or even Eaton's mess before?
Yeah, I wonder that.
And
I've never had
so,
it before.
yeah, if anyone has, can you raise your hand so we know who the experts are? Seth, Kelly, Nancy.
Bobby.
All right. Elaine. Okay. I know strawberry trifle was a big favorite in my family growing up. So, here, I'll pull it up in just a moment. Done with our shepherd's pie. On to the next.
Yeah, so make sure while we're doing this to keep an eye on our pie in the oven. Keep an eye on that timer as well. So, for our first step, you'll need our strawberries. Make sure you have those on hand. And we'll need our knife. We're going to cut up our strawberries along with our cutting board. So,
That looks good.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and dice up these strawberries with our knives. Make sure
It feels like
you were handling your knife with care. Carefully. We're just gonna make sure we cut up those strawberries. We are gonna do the whole container of strawberries.
And so you guys, some of you have probably washed yours, and some of you may wash yours after you cut it, but you'll probably want to rinse them, right? So you make sure that they're totally clean and rinsed off. So, and it looks like, I know, Jimmy, was it you that said you had chopped up all your strawberries at the beginning? Oh, there's Denise. Look, here's hold on, Denise, I'm coming.
my mommy has already almost chopped them all up.
So you can see Denise and Seth, they use a veggie wash to help kind of get all that gunk, the dirt, the pesticides, anything that might be on there, make sure it's clean.
So after you've done that, go ahead and start chopping, dicing.
Do you want to make it smaller or the size you want? But we can cut them up smaller too.
My mommy's got 2 more strawberries to go.
Nice.
yogurt parfait or something.
So this will take a few minutes. So take your time.
Except, though, it's not a real yogurt parfait.
So try thinking.
Kelly, I see your strawberries all cut up. Looks like Michelle and Teresa, y'all are both working on yours, and Isaiah. Nice. Catherine's busy. Chef Hannah looks like she's in the kitchen. Oh, there's Austin. He's working on his, I can tell.
Does anyone else love strawberries? I see some hands going up. I feel like strawberries make me think of summertime and all these refreshing desserts like this one that we're making tonight.
All right. Now that is anybody still working on their strawberries?
Just down to the last one here.
My mommy's already chopped up mine.
Nice.
Oh,
So if you already have them chopped up, you can go ahead and place them in a bowl like this. You could actually probably aim to get a little bigger bowl than this.
Maybe you can just use that bowl. See what you do next.
Nice. We should have those in a bowl. Oh, Michelle got the taste tester going on. Taste testing.
A fine batch of strawberries.
Michelle, I like how you did your strawberries over there.
Oh, you mean how I sliced them?
Yeah, you sliced them in, yes, instead of like in a triangle shape almost.
Oh, interesting. Did I do it the wrong way?
No, no, I think that's perfect. You can do it whatever way you want.
Okay.
So for our next step, we're going to go ahead and take our lemon, and Chef Elaine, should we also wash our lemon?
I mean, if you're gonna zest it, yes, for sure. You should wash it. You know, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when you go pick one out, you know, try not to do this, especially these days, but, right, sometimes you pick one up and you turn it over and there's a bad spot and you put it back down, right? Or you're like, I didn't want that one. So now there's other people's hands all over it, so you might as well clean it. Can't hurt. And you want to make sure, right, if you're going to eat that, the part of the rind that you want to clean it up.
Absolutely. So once you get that washed off, we'll go ahead and cut this lemon in half. The recipe calls for half a lemon. Nice. We're gonna go ahead and take our bowl of strawberries. Squeeze this lemon, get the juices all in the bowl. make sure you keep your hand with your lemon in it deep down into that bowl so it doesn't spread. Squirt out off into the counter.
Especially if you've been rolling that lemon and getting all the juices ready.
That's right. Take your spoon, give that a stir.
How much lemon zest do we need?
Hold on 1 second, Jimmy. That'll be our next step. Then we're gonna go ahead and take our lemon. We're gonna take a grater here. What's so funny down there, Michelle?
It's just great to see all this progress that's being made.
I mean, Matthew, it's a very tiny grater, but you know what? It's perfect for your, it's perfect for your zest.
Don't need to sugarcoat it, Elaine.
And, you know.
It is.
It just means, Matthew, you're working harder, you know? So you're building more muscles over there.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and take our lemon and we're gonna zest it, just grate it. Make sure we have the hard part, the coat of the lemon, not the inside. It's gonna take it. And for this, you can use you can zest as much as you want or as little.
That lemon is.
Really using the force over here in my small.
Sounds like you're part of a band, Matthew.
Yeah, got my shaker.
Matthew and the Cheeseburgers turning into Matthew and the Zesters.
Yeah. Still working on that first album, Michelle. You can use a knife or a little fork, get some of the zest caught up.
Oh, do you mean what you catch on the back?
Yes.
Of your zester, your grater, all that stuff right there.
Matthew, are you going to perform in the talent show for us?
I am. I'm gonna get the guitar out.
Glad you brought that up, Nancy.
Matthew and the Cheeseburgers, center stage.
I just hope he doesn't have to go on after Kelly.
I mean,
It'll be a hard act to follow.
Yep, she's got a Blake favorite she's doing.
All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and take our tablespoon here. Get our sugar.
A tablespoon of sugar. Okay.
We're gonna use just 1 tablespoon. Then we're gonna use our 2nd tablespoon later.
Missing that, Matthew. Where are we going?
Jimmy, what was that? Did you have a question?
Yeah, I do. What are we supposed to be doing again?
Yes, so we're going to put our first tablespoon of sugar, and pour it into our bowl of strawberries.
Catherine, thank you for that demonstration.
Yes. All right, now that we have done that,
Okay, what is it? Where do we put this?
we're going to take our.
Where do we put the sugar in?
Yes, that was what we just did. Go ahead.
Where do we-
Our first
Mix
tablespoon.
it, Matthew, with the strawberries, or?
Yes.
Mix it with the strawberries, okay?
That. So is anybody still doing that? Mixing our sugar in. Ready to move on to the next step. All right, so now I'm gonna take our cookies or our wafers or our cake, whatever we have. Take a handful of those or so. Or if you have cake, you can just take a little bit of that and just crush it all up. With that, you can use your fingers or you can use a fork or a spoon.
Ooh. Look at Kelly's cake.
Ooh, nice.
Check
And
that
once you're
out.
done
Show
doing
that
that,
again, Nancy.
nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Once you're doing that, don't add it to your strawberries. Just leave it to the side for now.
Seth made Easter cookies, so we're using those.
I'm using my fingers. Just kind of crush them out.
I like all these different options that we have.
Oh, that's good.
Catherine, can we see again what you're using?
Yeah, so I actually put my cookies in this like bag. And what you can do, put it on your counter. And I don't currently have a rolling pin, so I'm just going to use a wooden spatula. You can just kind of press down on them.
Ah, that looks like a great mess-free way to crush the cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
So after you do that, make sure you don't add it to your strawberries. Just keep it to the side for now. I'm going to be using those later. Now we're going to take another bowl, empty bowl. Then we're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. So now you should have a cup that looks like this, a measuring cup that looks like this.
This is where things get crazy. Heavy cream.
All right. We're going to add 2 cups. Pour that in. Pour that into our bowl. Nice. Everybody have their cream into a bowl?
Yep.
Now, we're gonna add another tablespoon of our sugar into the bowl of cream. Give that a stir. Hold on, just stir it a little bit because now we're going to use our whisk to whisk it around.
Wait,
Okay, but can you ask Will?
This part can be a little tricky.
what all goes into the whipped cream?
Heavy cream.
The heavy cream.
Yes. Are you confused, Jimmy? You good?
I'm confused.
Okay, so now, do you have your cream into your bowl?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have your sugar, your tablespoon of sugar into your bowl?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Tablespoon of sugar.
All right. What'd you do with your tablespoon here?
I throw it away by an accident.
It looks like Chef Hannah has to go, maybe. Are you standing by, Hannah?
Bye, Chef Hannah, and bye, Chef Kelly.
You guys have to leave. I know we're a little bit over, so if you guys have to leave, that's perfectly okay. I'll see you next week.
And you guys make sure that you're checking on your shepherd's pie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're coming up on time for it to be almost done.
I have about 3 minutes left.
Ooh, yeah.
So now that we have our sugar into our cream, we're going to whisk it. But here's the trick. We're going to make sure we go really fast with our whisking.
We'll use electric meters.
Can you help me whisk it?
Sorry.
Use the electric mixer for this.
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, Nancy, it would take a while. This is all I've got. I had some friends request a lemon meringue pie once.
Yeah.
So I used this to make meringues from the egg whites, and it took me like 30 minutes to make the peaks even somewhat stiff. I know. I think I need to invest in an electric one.
Well, I'm too lazy. I'm using the mixer.
That's not lazy. You're just working smarter, not harder.
Make sure you have fast motions.
Denise, I saw that. So that was my same thought. I'm sorry, Matthew. I skipped out on the hard work because I didn't want to be whisking too long. So I just went with the cool whip option.
Look at Catherine. Catherine, Michelle.
If you guys are dairy-free, they have dairy-free whipped cream. I got a coconut version. I thought it might be really good with her fruit.
Ooh, nice, Catherine.
Yeah.
All right, now that we have that, our cream whisked, we're gonna go ahead and add our cookies and our strawberries into that cream.
Ooh.
So that can be done with a spoon. And if your shepherd's pie is getting ready to come out, you can go ahead and get ready for that.
Go ahead,
Cynthia
Cynthia.
and Isaiah.
Are you saying that you're mixing all three ingredients together?
Yes, for the strawberries.
And the cookies and the whipped cream?
Yes.
Okay.
Combine all of those together.
We can.
And you can like layer them, or you can just mix it. Kind of like,
Bye.
Go ahead and take that out.
Yeah, the recipe mentions folding it. So not like you're gonna mix it all together in one thoroughly, like you're mixing cake batter. But I'll go back to this picture that we have.
right? Because you don't want to like crush all your cake or crush all your cookies. Like they're still somewhat whole.
Yeah. So that folding technique or gently mixing or layering can all give you a similar result, like this picture here.
Nice. So does anyone still have their pie still in the oven? Everyone have it out?
1 minute.
Mine's not quite ready.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have to confess to you all, I forgot to set a timer. So I'm going by look and smell. And when everyone else is taking theirs out. I think I was like the last to put it in the oven.
What are we supposed to do with lemon juice and the lemon zest again?
And yes, Jimmy. So for our zest, you can go ahead and sprinkle that on top of your finished product. But for the juice, you should have put that in with the strawberries.
Oh, there you go. Oh, this one over here. Okay.
Does anyone have a finished product yet that they want to show? See some people working hard. Oh, Catherine, let me see that. So
Nice.
Catherine, that kind of looks like the picture. Looking good, looking good. Ooh, Teresa, look at that. That looks amazing. It's definitely a thing that would make me eat a really good dinner with lots of vegetables, so then I could eat my dessert because it looks great.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Kelly's got hers going on. Ooh, you guys, that looks great. Oh, there's Seth's shepherd's pie. Oh, Michelle's got her shepherd's pie. I like it. So Michelle, are you thinking it's finished?
Well, I think so, because I did some, I thought back to when I put it in, and I believe it was 30 minutes. I did, after a little while, put some cheese on top, because I'm a little obsessed with cheese. And I grew up with shepherd's pie having cheese on it.
Nice, nice. I like that.
So I know we're over on time. And just to kind of wrap up, I know we didn't get a chance to go through our presentation, so I'll send that out to you guys. So to kind of wrap up, who would like to show their shepherd's pie? See, Isaiah's got his dessert going. Nice.
Yep, so I put it there.
Nice, Kelly. Nice, Elaine, Teresa.
Yeah, those are really good.
Here's my dessert.
Nice, Jimmy.
Are you gonna show us there, Jimmy?
Yep. And here it is.
Can you hold it up maybe a little bit higher up? There we go. Nice, Jimmy. Good job.
Okay.
Is it okay if I can pop my dessert into the fridge and save it for later?
Yeah, absolutely, Jimmy.
I don't know about you guys, but all this cooking makes me hungry.
I'll move this on out of the way and get it ready for it.
Alrighty. So, we're well out of time, but Elaine, is there anything else you wanted to add before we left?
You know what?
Say goodbye.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, nothing else to add here other than
Impressive chefs in the kitchen, I must say.
yes. I'm glad we've broadened our horizons tonight by venturing over to the England area.
Yeah. Alrighty.
And I'm sure, like you said, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but Matthew has a very nice presentation for you about British English food. So if you want to learn more, it might be a fun thing to read through while you eat your shepherd's pie.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So thank you for being here, as always. And I will follow up with you tomorrow with some more information about next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Chef Matthew.
Sorry.
Bye,
Enjoy
guys.
your dinner and your dessert, everybody.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.